We want to take a moment to welcome everyone to the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca The Movie Professor. Here with us on the podcast, we have our series antagonist, JKim. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our good listeners.
You know what? I really appreciate y'all, for inviting me. My name is JKim. I'm the one that everybody loves. I'm the one that you just want to be around. You just want to listen to what I have to say. I thank Sin for allowing me to be on his platform. I appreciate this guy.
Sure.
I'm gonna kick it back to him because I don't want to talk too much because I have a lot of gems later on that you guys will need to listen to. So go ahead, Sin, take over.
Already, already know you listen. You don't listen. You don't have to kick it back to me. You don't get. You're not in control of the calm, right? and I need you to remember this. I have final edit. So if you get on here and
Right.
say some wild shit, we just gonna
Uh-huh.
remove your audio in post. You got it?
You can't listen. The people
The
is
hell?
they've been asking for this. We want Jake
Who?
Hill.
What people?
There's no reason.
I don't
I'm
really know
telling
you,
you,
man.
listen, man. This just didn't happen, bro. When you sent me the look, I had already known the folks had been
Oh,
getting
Lord.
at you like, yo, you got to
Okay.
get Jake
Okay.
Hill
Let me
in
let
here.
me get it. Let me get it. All right. You good. You good. Good job. Okay. Okay. With this podcast, we're gonna give you the definitive decision on whether you should go view a new movie release or not. It's real easy. If we say watch this shit, stop what you're doing and enjoy some good cinema. If we say don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would annoying a serial killer. Or don't, you can do what you want. It may be fun. It may present you with an evening of torture. You don't want to listen to us, you put your life in your own hands. Today, we will discuss the movie that I saw X. I hate when titles work that way because it makes me have to reconfigure the English language so the sentence doesn't sound weird. I went to see Saw. Last night I saw Saw. See, that shit is weird. The film I viewed was Saw X. Too much work to have to explain this dumbass shit. Same thing with the television show called See on Apple. We got to do better with these naming conventions. No one should have to work this hard just to tell people what movie they watched. All right. Can you believe that the Saw series is almost 20 years old? That is crazy and annoying. After 10 whole ass movies, I bet nobody can give me 10 character names from this series. That's just one per movie. Do it right now. No, no, no. Don't get on Google or the wiki. Off the top of your head, name me 10. You couldn't do it if you were put in a jigsaw trap and your life depended on it. With characters that unmemorable, what do people keep coming back for? My viewing was a week after its release. It wasn't high on my priority list to see this, and I knew it was probably going to be abysmal. And the theater was still packed. Damn near all the seats were full. Yeah, I was there, but I have a problem. My love of movies outweighs my better judgment a lot of times. So I go see movies even knowing the final conclusion will be my disappointment or anger. I need to start conducting after screening interviews with people and asking them, I know why I'm here, but why the hell did you come to see this bullshit ass movie when they leave the theater? J. Kim, how familiar are you with this franchise?
To be honest with you, Sin, I am not that familiar. I've maybe seen one, maybe two. I know the premise of it, but I'm not that, into the dynamic of everything on that movie. So, you know, it was kind of like, to be honest, when I saw it, I was just like, okay, this is where we're at, and this is what this movie is, face value.
Mm,
When you just saying too, you need to. That is a great idea for you to ask people afterwards what
mm-hmm,
they thought. That would
mm-hmm,
be awesome, something to add because sometimes when we're watching the movies, that can also be something that we're not thinking about, and what people give you is makes you think about other stuff. Because I know when you were telling me about it, and I was telling you about it, we also had little our own little thoughts
different
on it. But
perspectives.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but yes, most definitely, I think that's what led me to being here today. But
Right
yeah,
back
but
to
go ahead. But yeah,
it. Okay, let's move on.
yeah,
The story is the exact same as it always is, but now Jigsaw is taking his act on the road. This movie, he will be killing in Mexico. Just to go over it for all of those that don't remember anything from the previous movies, that includes me. Listen, I saw Spiral. That was the ninth Saw movie that came out. It was just 2 years ago. The only thing I remember about the movie is that Chris Rock was in it. That's crazy. I sat in the theater and the movie left so little of an impression with me, I can't tell you any specifics. So again, the Jigsaw killer has been diagnosed with cancer. He doesn't have much time to live. I believe this has been the through line all of these years. He is either in a time displacement or else he has the strongest will to live out of any person on the planet. He was supposed to have a few months to live 15 years ago. Even though the doctors can't do anything to help him, John Kramer finds an experimental surgery that can heal him and free him from his affliction. It is an operation not approved by any country, so he has to go get the illegal procedure done south of the United States border. After a seemingly successful removal of the brain cancer, Jigsaw considers giving up his long running mission of torturing people to death or a change in morals for the survivors, whatever. Unfortunately for him, the movie would be even more boring if that was the case. So he has to get dragged back into the life of designing elaborate machines and schemes that put others in dangerous games where they have to inflict serious amount of self-harm in order to survive. J. Kimbo, do you believe anybody in real life could escape these dumbass traps?
Ooh, ooh, oh, Lord, them traps.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest. That
How?
boy is bad with his traps, especially when you watch this movie. Okay, and then too the will to really do that. Ooh, because
Ugh.
not to give away anything. Ooh, the cringing traps. So no, not me. I know I'm dead. I'm like seeing you can get a lot of stuff. I know you real well minded and everything, but me. Like if I'm not trying to get no spoilers, I am the spoiler
No,
king.
give it
That should be
okay,
my
yeah,
new name.
get the
That should
spoilers.
be my
This
new
is the place
name.
to get the spoilers because this
Oh,
man,
I can
they don't
get
need to go see this movie.
I
Yeah,
can get
give
I
them
can give
tell
them
them
a
everything.
spoiler. Woo! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this man had a trap on his arms, and it was
Mhm.
like spikes in his arms. And in
The
order
bomb
for
connected
him
to it.
to get out of it, he had to pretty much dismember his arms, take the spikes out, and he had to do this in a timely fashion. And
Mhm.
every time he
3
ripped them
minutes.
out, it just seemed like he was losing nerves. That's another thing too. How was he able to do a second set of traps on his other arm when he losing all this blood?
And cut
No,
big chunks out of his first arm. He wouldn't have been able to lift that shit.
no,
No.
no. I'm. It's a no for me. Nope. Death,
So I
death, death.
performed I performed 3 surgeries on myself over the course of my life,
Okay.
and they have been grueling and excruciating, and they've been very minor surgeries. One time I had a a fucking sewing needle in my toe, and it was lodged
Mm,
deep in there, so I had to do a cross cut with a knife and then
mm-mm,
go in there with a
mm-mm,
pair of pliers and get it out. But I was able to do that,
mm-mm,
but I
mm-mm.
wouldn't have been able to cut off a toe and then put it on a tray to balance out a weight of my sins. That's stupid.
No, no,
Anyway,
no.
let me move forward. If you take away just a few of the lines that I said about the description of this movie, it'll probably describe every movie in this series. The reason that this series has survived so long has been because the story, characters, setting, none of that shit matters. People come to see one thing and one thing only: horrifying depictions of body horror. The traps are the real stars in this franchise. Hell, they should never put an actor on the fucking posters, trailers, or any marketing materials. When I turn on an interview or promo junket for a Saw movie, the only thing that should be featured is the fucking traps. The humans only matter. We only care about them when they ass in the trap. The only time I feel any emotion watching these films is when people are being mutilated by the machinations of Jigsaw. The rest of the time is a snooze. Speaking of snooze, I had a homie come check out the movie with me. He might be on this podcast today. Not saying
No, you did.
anything,
No,
not
you're
giving any
not. No,
spoilers.
no,
And
you're not. Are we
he
messy?
had a
We
nice little
being
nap
messy. We
during the
being messy.
runtime. It was a boring movie. I
We
don't
are
blame
being messy
I don't blame
today.
anyone that wanted to take a little siesta until the action picked up. There were long stretches of exposition and bad acting, and those are the staples of the series. JKim, how did you enjoy your nap time? He's
Mm,
sleepy.
Lord, I see now why I'm here. You wanted to be messy today. Okay, so look, hey, you know, not only in my personality that does these podcasts and reviews, but
Oh,
I have some real good jobs that take a lot of time from me. So, but anyway, I missed 10 minutes.
mhm.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I missed one, victim's, death. Okay,
Mhm,
hey,
mhm.
spare me. But you know what?
He
It
dreamt about
didn't.
it, huh?
It really didn't take away
Take
from
away.
me taking
Mhm.
this decision on this movie. Hey, I took a nap. Ain't nobody gonna talk about you how you was rubbing your face, and you saw
Rubbing the
how I was
face 'cause the
enjoying my
movie was
nap,
bad
and you
and
wanted to
because
go and take
it
one
was
too.
people trying to distract no, it was people in the movie trying to distract me. The
Oh
devil was
yeah, they
busy.
was. The devil was busy, just like he's busy right now. But anyway, won't he do it? Go right on ahead. Oh,
Alright,
Lord.
did you were you impressed by the acting or the story here?
The acting, no, 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 no.
Mhm.
Now the story, okay. Look, I'll be honest with you. The story, I was just a little bit impressed because, you know, you always want to see somebody do better. That's just my philosophy. I have, a hope for the human race. I always want to see where, you know, a killer decides they don't want to be a killer anymore. Now they want to join the human race and just be good. So, I mean, for
But that
that
doesn't
point of
absolve
it,
them of their older
no, 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 no,
their
no, no. They
older
still going to jail.
transgressions.
They still
They
getting,
Uh-huh.
the needle, everything. I mean, hey, maybe God has spared them a little bit, or so I don't know. I don't know how it would work. But anyway, I thought the story was just, the story was okay. There was some things they should have cut out, but the acting, no, the acting, ooh, it wasn't like,
Trash.
ooh, that's a,
Mm-mm.
Oscar. No, no, no,
Mm-mm.
no. Like you said a second ago, the traps are exactly what steals the show on this. As I've been watching some of the older saws, the traps are amazing. This guy, he's an engineer, and he makes some amazing traps. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, one of the traps. Early in the movie, we were presented with one of my most hated tropes. In order to get the kill count higher, while also having the scene have no bearing on the plot of the film, the writers thought it was clever to do a fake out death. This involved Jigsaw imagining that he was torturing a person that was about to commit a crime. The guy stopped short of going through with the act, but just seeing him contemplating pickpocketing a hospital patient was enough to drive Jigsaw into a daydream about killing this dude. The torture device used in this throwaway scene is the one that's used in the posters. The tubes connected to the man's eyes, yeah, that one. It was crazy they went this route. Instead of writing a scene that made sense, they shoehorned something that didn't impact the story at all. There was a way there's a way to use lies to improve a story, like in Life of Pi. But this was blatantly just a way to get another torture machine into the film, but being too lazy to write it. How did you take the movie lying right to your face? And that's where you come in, JKim.
yeah,
The
I
good
was
people.
no, 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 no. Yeah, I mean, like that part too. That was very weird. Like I'll be honest with you, some of the traps I didn't see actually certain things coming. I didn't know exactly um where they were going with it, but once they got there, I was just like, ooh. And I think that's the difference between myself and you saying is that I'm not really complaining how we got there, but hey, you are have your rights for your opinion on that because it was what it was. But yeah, um, that scene was kind of tough, man. It was really tough.
Yeah. So I counted. Counting the fake out scene, there were a total of 7 devices used in this movie. That's not enough to cover a 2-hour runtime. The main thing people came to see probably takes up about 30 minutes of the movie. The rest of the time, people are spouting exposition. Let the traps do their job, and all the actors need to shut the fuck up, don't say nothing. Watching sharp objects pierce flesh or humans having to cut through their own bones evokes a lot of emotion just from those visuals. 27 Hours was able to do it with just one person trapped in a cave by a rock. This movie has several and wants to spend time on anything other than the main attraction. It wouldn't be bad if the material was stronger. The more I think about Jigsaw's plans and what he considers his moral code, the more I hate that character. His whole thing is he doesn't kill people. He puts them in situations where they have to choose to live. What the fuck, dude? They were already choosing to live before you put the device that will cinch a razor
Hmm.
wire through their face if they don't cut off an arm. This movie tries to play him as a sympathetic anti-hero. No,
Right,
that
right.
doesn't jive with the reality of what is happening. This motherfucker is a serial killer. And not one
Hmm.
of those cool ones with powers or a ton of charisma. Just a regular psychopath that brutally murders people with these elaborate traps he builds and puts them in. Doesn't
Hmm.
kill people? He put a person in a setup making the only escape being that they had to cut off an entire leg, then stab a sharp tool into the bone that was connected to a tube that will suck the bone marrow out. It's not physically possible for a human to perform this feat, not
Right.
without a high amount of drugs being consumed. But and we talked about it a little bit. Even with that, you're saying that the traps, just the traps, were worth the price of admission for you.
Mm, I wouldn't say the price. Yeah, no, no, it wasn't just that. But you know what?
Uh,
I'm gonna be honest with you. As you know, I just want to expound a little bit more on what you just said. That whole God complex. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate, movies that do that because one scene we forgot about it for a second is when he gave the little kid a chance, not the little kid, but the one guy that was trying to um he was deciding if he was gonna steal the money, and then he decided not to steal the money. I
mhm,
hate I hate when people want to take it upon themselves, like you said, and they want to do now. They want to be the person. They say that I'm not the one that killed somebody, but wait a minute, you're the one that's setting this
mhm,
up, and you're trying to
uh-huh,
play God and this and that. I mean, just to go back to it, when you said this man's this marrow all in the leg, and hey, if you stick to it, oh, this is an impossible task, people. Like,
yeah,
like
nobody could do that.
these devices are, to be honest, I'm gonna say they're to kill you, and if they don't kill you,
You're gonna be fucked
you're
up.
you're not you're not gonna walk away, no pun intended. But you're gonna be totally different in mind, spirit, and in body. So
Yeah,
you know, I
that's a
mean, he
life-changing injury.
man. But I'm be honest. Like I said, they were surprised, very surprising to see. This is what was happening. Like I said, and this is what we're going through here, and to see it on the screen was amazing. But no, not just that wouldn't be worth the price of it. No, not just that.
Agree.
You got to give me something else. Got to give me something else.
And one scene that summed up for me just how poorly acted this movie is was a character was getting kidnapped in a club restroom. And the gag was supposed to be that they come out of the stall and that the stall door next to them slams into their face. Well, someone poorly edited the scene because it was clear that the door never touched the stunt person before they fell to the floor. Just small things. Attention to detail goes a long way. I don't want people to get hurt in real life for fictional fights. But there has to be another angle that they could have used that didn't show off how unrealistic that action was. That's not too much to ask for. Matter of fact, that's the fucking basics of filmmaking. One of my old employees told me this. She said it, and it stuck with me. How you do anything is how you do everything. That is a very fitting thinking back on how little attention to detail the creators paid on this project. Let's do this. What final thoughts do you have on this bullshit ass movie before we wrap it up?
And you were talking growth. The directors know they did not grow from Saw One. They've been doing the same stuff and
Over and over.
as I'm watching them, they're doing it over and over.
Mhm.
Um, Two, I think you just said that he survived, or like we don't know what's the time in these movies. Like, okay, did he survive cancer and it came back? Like, I mean, how is this whole thing working? Because I think we were talking about this, and it's like this man should have been dead. He's
Mhm, mhm.
still
Why is he
making it.
still alive?
Um, and the third thing too is just that that really. Now I will say this is something that I do like, and I think we had a conversation about this. But how are you finding these people? That have done wrong. I mean, does he have a network and folks is telling like, hey, did this and did this, and you need to go get him. Or how does he just know? you know,
You probably got a
these
Reddit
folks,
page.
some
You see somebody fucking up, report them here, and I'll take care of it. The fuck?
I'll take care of him. That's the group, huh? The group is called I'll Take Care
You take care of it.
of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so
Final
those are my
verdict.
things. Yeah, yeah.
Imma let you do your where you want 'em to watch it or not, but let me do mine.
Mm,
Final verdict, don't watch this shit. They've been doing this for too long and have been getting a pass. Horror is cheap to make, and they have been seeing returns. Of course, they're gonna keep making them. They ended this one on a come back next time ending. No, 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 please, please don't come back. We've had enough of this shit. Nothing original or fresh is coming out of this series. The only way I would say watch this is if you could get a super cut of all the death trap scenes. Other than that,
mm,
stay far away from this bullshit. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm done. JKim, go ahead and tell the people how you feel about it.
mm. Uh, hmm. Theaters, no, don't watch that shit. Streaming, you ain't got nothing to do, watch it. You do what you want to do at the end of the day. Um, Final verdict. Ooh, I hate to do this because I know he's just gonna enjoy this.
Mm,
Don't watch that shit.
tell 'em the truth.
Don't watch,
Don't watch this
don't watch this
shit.
shit. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, people, but
It's different when you
me
say it out
falling
loud, right? When
asleep,
you talk about it.
me
Mm.
me falling asleep for 10 minutes. It got boring. I'm gonna be honest with you. It got boring, and it don't take that much if I'm comfortable in a good seat. I'm out. That's the old man in me. Pause. But
Oh.
oh, coast. But but yeah, don't watch. Don't even do it. Streaming. I mean, you ain't got nothing. You with your lady, yeah, watch it. But overall verdict, don't watch it. Don't watch this shit.
There you go. That's it. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies. So make sure to follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a new movie or not. We on YouTube now, so like and subscribe. You know you want this content. If you haven't seen this shit yet, go on about your life. Matter of fact, you're doing good. Damn, you're doing good. And check us out next time when we review the Disney Plus series Ahsoka. And good day to you.